Update map. To create the proper account records in Salesforce, we will create a map using the database customer account name and phone information as a unique value to update each record. Salesforce uses an object's internal ID field to locate records needing to be updated. This ID is not available in the database source data, so a connector call function is added to query the account based on the same name and phone and extract the record's internal ID. The sales level agreement field then can be hard-coded as gold to reflect the new contract level in Salesforce. We're now going to drag a map shape onto the process canvas. We're going to click the add symbol to create a new map. For our display name, we are going to call it Database to Salesforce Account Update. For our source, we're going to be getting our records from the database. So we will keep the profile type as database, and we will go down into daily customer wins and get our query customer by modified date. For our destination, it is XML, so we will click the choose profile. It's account XML. We'll go into associate developer, daily customer wins, and we will be taking the Salesforce account_C update request. With our source and destination profiles created, we are now going to be working in the center section of the map function. So we're going to click on the plus symbol to add a function. The category of function we will be using is connector. And there's only one type of function there, connector call. So we'll click the OK button to select it. The type of connector that we are going to use is a Salesforce connector. So if you begin typing, it'll at least take you down to the S's, and then you can find Salesforce. The type of action, you have your choice of get or send. This will be get, so we're going with the default. The connection, we'll go out and get that Salesforce connection in our # connection folder. And for our operation, we are going to click the plus symbol to create a new operation. We are going to call our operation account query by name and phone. We're going to click on the import button to import our response profile. Under connection, we're going to click on the magnifying glass. We're going to go and select Salesforce Boomi Training. We select this, and now we will click the next button. It is logging into Salesforce. For our object type, we are going to select account_C. We will click next. It goes out and builds its object tree. We are going to ignore the object tree nodes and just click the next button. And now the operation is loaded, so we will click finish. Now we only want one field. Down in the field section, we only want the ID field. So we can come through and uncheck each field, or you can go to the very top, check it, uncheck it, it unchecks everything, and then just check on the field you want. Now we're going to narrow down our selection criteria by going to our filters. We're going to be creating an AND expression. For our expression, the name of the filter is going to be name equals. Now remember, when we do these filters, it's a recommended practice to make them the field and then the operator. So we choose the field name of name, and we're going to go with the default operator of equal to. We're going to add one more. So we'll add a second expression. We'll highlight this, and this is going to be called phone equal. For the field, we're going to go out and get the phone field. We're going to have to scroll down a little bit to find that phone field. It's phone_C because it's a custom field. And it is also going to be equal. So just a look at the SOQL. Remember, this is the Salesforce query language. If you're comfortable with SQL, you'll see it's your selecting. We're querying the ID field from account_C, where the name is going to be equal to something and the phone is going to be equal to something. So now I'll click Save and Close to return to the connector call. I need to pass in 2 input variables. So for my inputs, I'm going to click Add, and I'll select the first one, which is name, and I'll select the second, which is phone. And for my output, I'll have one value there, and that's going to be my ID field. So now I'll click on the OK button to save everything. It will ask me if I would like any defaults. I do not want any defaults, so I am going to be pressing the OK button. So now my function is created. I need to populate my connector call with my inputs. This is coming from my source, so my name is going to go to the name field, and the phone is going to go to the phone field. And for my output, the ID is going to come over here, and it's going to go to my output profile. So there we go. Now before we finish this, we've done our connector call, but the main thing that we're doing is we've found the correct value. We want to update a field here. The field that we want to update is our SLA field. So I'm going to scroll down because it's called SLA_C. I'm going to click on Set Default Value, and I want to type in the word gold. And now I'll click OK. Now I'm done with my map, so I'm going to click on Save and Close. I'm going to click on OK to save my map shape, and then OK to save my process. Now, if I were to run it right now, remember, I would only retrieve my 2 database fields. I haven't hooked up any additional fields, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to hook up my map, and then I'm going to hook up my map to my connector. So just to make things look nicer, I'm going to use the arrange function. And when I click on arrange, I can click arrange without saving or save and then arrange. I'm going to click save and then arrange. And what it does is it just lines up my shapes properly. Now what I'm going to do is test this. So I'll click on the blue test button. I'll run it under the test atom. Click run test. And my process has ran. Everything is successful because remember, green is good. So let's take a look at the values. I'm going to click on my output, which is putting the focus on my output value. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. We're going to take a look at our output. And what this is this is the ID field from Salesforce. And it is a group of random numbers, but we have it listed in your book so you can see one of them, the first one, so that you can see that this is being updated. And we do have a secondary document, so you can come down here and you can see this one too. So this concludes our activity for updating our